But first, we start right now with a traffic alert. A deadly traffic accident on I-26 eastbound near Aviation, causing some major traffic trouble this afternoon. This is video taken by our news crew at the scene. We don't yet know who died, but we're working to get you more information about the crash right now. We do know it has been causing a backup for at least 3 hours now. For a look at how it's affecting the roads right now, Stephanie Sine in the First Alert Traffic Center. Stephanie, this has been a nightmare this afternoon.
That is right, Bill. I've been tracking those cameras for a few hours, and like you said, backup for the past few hours. So if you've been on eastbound, it's been a tough go this afternoon. Right afternoon, actually, the accident did happen. So since then, we've had some issues. Let's zoom on in here to the accident itself. We're still seeing some clear up from the accident. That one lane still blocked once again around the Aviation area. But once you get towards North Charleston, those exits, things start to really clear up once you get past that accident. But right now you can see the red here, 26 eastbound, 9 miles per hour. We have seen a little bit of improvement though with that speed within the past half hour, so that's good news. And you can see that one lane still blocked, so you will need to pack your patience. Some emergency vehicles still there on the side of the road. Give them some space, move on over. Ahead of that, you can see the backup. Once again, this is eastbound here, lots of brake lights. Definitely just expect that if you're traveling from Summerville to North Charleston, you're going to have a slow go. Speaking of, let's check out the drive time, 38 minutes. This is an improvement though to about a half hour ago. It was around 45 minutes. So we're seeing some slow cleanup with this system. Drive safely.
Right now, several areas across the South are under tornado watches or warnings, and in the last 10 minutes, the governor of Louisiana has declared a state of emergency. Want to show you some video just taken in New Orleans East a few hours ago. Can you see that? It's a large funnel-shaped cloud. Right now, those storms continue to move east toward Mississippi and Alabama. Both states currently have tornado warnings in effect in several counties. These are live pictures our sister station in Montgomery, Alabama has given us. You can see dark clouds and heavy rain. These storms continue to make their way across the South, causing severe damage. Right now, some areas are already beginning to pick up the pieces. Robbie Reynolds reports.
I'm Robbie Reynolds, and the skies opened up early this morning in South Louisiana and did not let up until early afternoon. Viewers across the region captured what clearly looked like tornadoes moving through, including here in Donaldsonville, east of Baton Rouge. Not far away in Livingston Parish, the damage is extensive. Here in the town of Killian, where homes and barns were leveled, winds topped well over 100 miles an hour. Not far away, the trail of damage continues in the town of Watson. There have been several injuries across the region as well. Multiple schools across South Louisiana were on lockdown this morning, with kids kept in gyms and hallways until the tornadoes cleared out. In Donaldsonville, I'm Robbie Reynolds for the Raycom News Network.
We will continue to follow the latest developments on this storm system, but our weather much nicer today, windy and warm and just plain beautiful outside. Stephanie Sine live in the First Alert Storm Center right now. Stephanie, this system that caused so much havoc is heading our way, but fortunately, we're not expected to get any severe weather here.
That is right, Bill. That storm system off to the west there. We're going to keep an eye out for the next few hours. We are expecting it eventually to move through the low country, but it should be weaker. It will be at night, so it's going to lose a lot of that energy that it had earlier this morning. We'll talk about that in just one moment here. Live Super Doppler Max here in the low country. Beautiful day, like we said, but zooming out, there is that storm system now moving actually closer to Georgia now as well. So like we said, we're going to track this long line of storms as it moves closer to the low country. This could hit late this evening. We're talking about midnight, after midnight, and it should just be some heavy showers for us, maybe some thunder out there, but like we said, this will be at night. We are expecting this storm system to weaken a bit as it moves closer. Let's check it out for the next few hours. Our future tracker still at 6 p.m. if you have some plans outside. Not bad. We're really not expecting much moisture to hit until really after midnight, but we still do have that chance, and you just saw it actually pretty quick there. This is around 4 a.m. It's already moving off the coast. So nothing too severe so far for the low country tonight, just a few showers into tomorrow morning there. Let's talk about the here and now, what to expect for the next few hours in terms of temperatures. Still so nice out there. We're in the 70s right now, 72 by 5 p.m. Some sunshine before those clouds roll in ahead of the system, dropping into the 60s here through 6 and 7 p.m. Low temperatures not bad tonight, even milder than what you felt last night. And looking live outside here, Gerald's Tires South Carolina Aquarium, still looking looking beautiful outside. 74 degrees right now. That wind, very, very gusty, though it will die down tonight as we start to track some of that moisture that will move into the low country. We'll talk about that more in just a bit, Bill.
All right, Stephanie, thanks. And before the system makes its way into the low country, folks, why don't you download the Live 5 weather app? We'll send the first alert to any severe weather straight to your phone. All you have to do is search for Live 5 weather, and you find it, of course, in your app store. Right now, the railroad crossing at Highway 162 in South Charleston County is closed. According to CSX Railroad, official teams began maintenance work early this morning. This work includes removing the old rail and putting a new one down in its place. That intersection is expected to remain closed until Friday. Right now, the State Patrol investigating a deadly accident in Williamsburg County. It happened about 7 this morning near Highway 41 and Radio Road. We're going to show you where it is right here. Troopers say the driver turning left onto the highway when the car was hit by the driver of an 18-wheeler. The driver of the car died on the scene. The trucker was not hurt and will not be facing any charges. The Department of Transportation says it will start cutting down trees along a 32-mile stretch of I-95. The department hopes this will reduce the number of deadly wrecks on the interstate. The tree cutting will go from Highway 17 and I-95, that's from a place called Point South, to the Georgia border. According to the Island Packet newspaper of Hilton Head, 99 acres of trees will be cleared along I-95. The Department of Transportation says it expects the work to begin in September. Regardless of where you're going today, please be careful and drive safely. This tweet from State Trooper Sonny Collins today says, so far in 2017, more deadly crashes have occurred on Tuesdays than any other day of the week. Well, today's Tuesday, so please be careful, buckle up, and watch where you're going. New at 4, a Dorchester County man now on probation for a 2012 incident that left his son dead. That's according to court documents. Quentin McGrew, whom you see here, was charged with unlawful neglect after deputies say he left his 2-month-old son alone in the living room. According to the report of the family's dog pulled the child from the swing and mauled him to death. McGrew was given an 8-year suspended sentence. The health department says the dog was put down in 2012. In the last few hours, another local protest against some of President Trump's nominees and his executive ban on travel. About 24 people protested outside U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham's office in Mount Pleasant this afternoon. They rallied against Senator Jeff Sessions, President Trump's nominee for Attorney General, and also against Tom Price, the president's nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services. The protesters also spoke out about the president's executive order banning refugees from some predominantly Muslim nations from entering this country.
The events of the last 2 weeks I find very concerning. He has upset pretty much every ally in the space of 2 weeks, and I'm very fearful that America first means America alone, and that's a very dangerous game to play.
Mount Pleasant police watched over today's protest. During the last one, water balloons were thrown and some arrests were made. In the next 2 hours, a courtroom debate will begin over President Trump's controversial travel ban. Several legal filings this weekend challenged its legality. Tonight at 6 our time, a San Francisco-based federal court will hear arguments about whether the ban should be reinstated. This is just one of several lawsuits challenging that ban by the president. His administration is pointing toward a case in Boston where a federal judge already rejected a challenge to its constitutionality and, in effect, upheld the president's ban on immigration. Right now, new video of a plane crash that happened yesterday afternoon outside Hickory, North Carolina. Look at this. You can see the plane engulfed in flames. Amazingly, the 84-year-old pilot survived. Federal investigators were on the scene of the crash today to try to find out what caused it. New at 4, a major victory for students at Charleston School of Law. The school has taken home its 6th win in a row from the National Tax Moot Championship. That's a mock trial contest for law schools all across the country where students can show off their skills. Liza Lucas explains.
Students tell me that winning this mock trial competition is like winning the Super Bowl, and they're excited to bring another trophy back to Charleston School of Law. The team triumphed in the 3-day national tournament, beating teams from competing law schools across the country. The pair of students even argued their case in front of sitting U.S. tax court judges. Charleston School of Law president says the school's 6th win is an amazing accomplishment for the law school. Team's coach tells me that part of the reason these students are so successful is the community. Local lawyers coming in, even on their lunch breaks, to make sure these students are prepped for competition. Reporting in downtown Charleston, Liza Lucas, Live 5 News.
Coming up, death. Big business here in the United States. See how some startup companies are making it easier to prepare for the end of life. Plus, a new study done on e-cigs, what doctors say about how the dangers of vaping stack up to traditional cigarettes. And weight playing a factor in end-of-life care, why obese patients are less likely to enter hospice care.